So who wants to give the summary?
So we started out in the forest with uh, the halfling lady, whose name I always forget, Lady Ampersand or something.
Amphilus.
Yes, Amphilus. Uh, and as we were going into the swamp, we were encountering more and more dolls that were getting more and more eerie until they finally revealed themselves to be alive and started attacking us with their vicious little teeth latching onto our flesh and all that good stuff. Um, After we finally overcame the dolls that were attacking us, they kind of backed away and became inert once again. Hellweir captured one of them, tying it up in a bunch of chains. And then we continued moving forward through the swamp. It got really dark, which made it hard to navigate. And then we came upon this shack. And in the shack, we found a note from the owner describing their understanding of what the dolls were, with it being the spirit of some girl, a little girl that was lost to the swamp, and the dolls were this person's way of trying to keep the spirit at peace to some degree. And so he made all of these dolls, but the spirit eventually became more and more restless, and he was having difficulty keeping up the production of the dolls until eventually she got to him. And then, so everybody took a rest in that place, but not before Hellweir trapped his doll in the chest with something on top of it. And then while everybody else was resting, Lucirosi volunteered to stand guard since he was the only one that had any kind of ability to see in the darkness. And Lucirosi was very concerned that having lights might give their presence away. And so while he was on watch, he was also creating a doll. And after a couple of failed attempts, managed to get a good one going, which was then eventually accepted by the spirit, I suppose, because I laid it against something, and then after a while it kind of disappeared. And then morning comes, we begin moving on our way, and then we make it to Bogtown. But during that time, Lucirosi became somewhat distant, trapped within his own thoughts, which may be related to his fatigue at not having been able to sleep, whereas everybody else got a good night's rest, or something else might be going on, but he's just kind of staring into the middle distance as everything is happening around him. And then, yeah, I'm not really sure what happened after that, since that was also the time when I was having all the internet issues.
So that was around the time we got to Bogtown, and the first person we met there was Nikov, and he was just this old man who grunted at us and made some. He pointed at a big house and said the name Lilich. Is that how you say it?
Illich.
Illich. And he was digging a hole, and Nikov walked away. So Hellweir thought, all right, well, I'll just finish up the hole. It's a good idea. So he does that, and then we walk over to the big house, and we meet. Then we meet Lilich, Illich, sorry.
Yep.
And Hellweir, giving full reins of the party, he started to destroy the front door, and just start pissing off everybody. Well, pissing off Lilich inside of his own house. But he did find out that his son was attacked by the people, the townsfolk in Bogtown, and that he was killed. And now we are helping him find a donkey so he can load his son in and bury him outside of the city. Yeah.
Yep.
Any other bits that I missed?
You spent about half an hour looking for a donkey and cart, but you were unable to find one.
Yeah,
But I would say you probably would have more luck with animal handling than investigation.
gotcha. That makes sense.
If you're proficient in both, are you Ace Ventura?
Pet detective.
Anyways.
Alright,
So that's
So-
where we pick up. You are still looking for a donkey.
yeah, still
Where
looking
did
for
we
a
check?
donkey.
Where did we check for a donkey?
I assume that first you were just checking all of the houses immediately adjacent to the mayor's house.
Does it look like there is any sort of stable in town?
Not as such. You're gonna. This is probably. It's a small enough community that if there is a donkey, it was probably being housed inside one of the huts where the people were living.
Okay.
So, like a lot of medieval farms, it's just the animals came inside when they had to come inside.
All right.
But roll me an animal handling check.
Alright.
So you give a series of mighty donkey calls,
That makes sense. Yeah.
braying into the sun is starting to set, but you begin to bray, and then you hear in the distance a hee haw from a donkey.
And Hellway just looks around at everyone and says, I'm not going to do that again.
So, and then T-Hole says, "I heard it. Let's go." And he just bolts in the direction of the sound.
You come upon it's a fairly small hut. It's circular, but maybe 15 feet across total. And you can hear the donkey braying inside the hut.
Does the hut have a door?
It does, and it appears to be locked.
I knock on the door.
Other than the donkey, you don't really hear anybody inside, but nobody answers.
Is there any signs? Looking at the hut, does it look like that somebody has been here recently, or are there any signs of like activity or?
Give me an investigation check.
Sure. Investigation.
You don't see any signs that anybody's been there recently. What you do see is that the door is kind of falling off its hinges, as if somebody banged into it pretty hard and made some effort to prop it back up, but it's not a strong door.
Wait, Kurt, are you remembering that he has advantage on the investigation checks?
No, I was not. Looking around with your lenses, always remind me of these things because I'm always going to forget.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I forgot it as well.
Yeah, so looking around with your lenses, you can see that there are very definite signs of a struggle coming through the door in the mud going under it. Clearly, somebody was dragged off from this place relatively recently because the tracks are not necessarily fresh, but like within a day or two.
Do they tracks lead towards a certain direction?
All you can make out without actually tracking, which is survival, is that somebody was dragged out of the door, probably several people.
Okay. Heller, would you be able to open this?
Yes. And I proceed to try and destroy the door. Athletics, gotcha.
It's not really much of a contest. The door goes flying off its hinges into the back wall, which caves in slightly, so now the roof is on a tilt. The donkey looks startled and runs to the far side.
Perfect, Heller. You're the best door smasher I know.
At that moment, Lush Rossi puts his hand on T-Hole's shoulder, and you see that he's allowed his hood to fall down, revealing his full face and mane, at which point you see
despite his face being covered in fur, heavy bags under his eyes, and his eyes seemingly kind of bloodshot. And he continues looking into the middle distance and says, "Do you guys hear that?"
No. I mean, I heard a donkey. Is
No,
that what
no,
you
no.
heard?
Not a donkey. There's somebody calling out. They're in great pain or anguish or something. You don't hear that?
I think
No.
it might be the elf spirit inside the damn doll.
No. It's been getting louder ever since we've started moving towards this place.
Has it
Seems
started
like it's-
recently? Like today?
I've been hearing it faintly for a while now, but it's definitely getting louder, and it seems like it's coming in over from that direction. And Lucirosi kind of points to like northeastish.
Can I do some sort of like medicine check to see if he's got some sort of disease or
Yeah,
maybe he caught something from the dolls? Who knows?
I mean, he does have. He is fairly exhausted.
with a natural one, you are 100% convinced he has something called bog fever that you just made up.
It's like I just think of like how weird is like his like medicine check is like the equivalent of the orcs in the Two Towers, where they just their answers just pour some foul liquid down the throat and hopefully it'll be fine.
I imagine he just like starts like putting elf ears all over like every little spot.
So Lucirosi is way too exhausted to have the patience to deal with whatever it is that Hellweir is doing.
Hellweir just starts walking over to you and he's trying to like touch you and move your arms around
and he kind of grabs up to your collar and says, "No, Hellweir, seriously, listen. Can you not hear it?"
You definitely have bog fever.
I think you need some sleep, Lush.
No, I'm fine. I mean, yeah, I'm a little tired, but there's something else going on. I really feel like once we help what's his name? The guy that we just saw. Once we help him with his son, we should go and we should go and check this out. It is something that I feel very strongly that we need to take care of.
Sure, but only after you rest. At least a short rest for a little while.
There's no time.
It seems like the fever has taken over.
Yes.
I'm not suffering from a fever.
The bog fever.
I'm capable.
Bog fever is worsening.
Can you stand behind the donkey for me, please?
Asheros has blessed me where I am unable to be afflicted by any disease. There's no way that I have any such fever. My mind is sharp, though tired.
This is a different disease.
Somebody calling out.
This is the new kind of disease, one which cannot be defended from. And the only way is for you to be cured is to stand behind this donkey. Now stand there.
Why do you want me to stand behind a donkey?
You will be cured. Do not worry.
I'm not standing behind a donkey, so you can let it kick me.
Well, we tried.
Teal just he's just kind of giggling, and then he just walks over to the donkey, and then he starts trying to pet it. He's kind of whispering in it like nice words. Is there anything else in the hut?
There are two beds that are lashed together. There's sort of meager possessions of, what you would expect to see from a hunter. So there are several arrows. There's a bow. There's full sets of clothes, some leather armor.
Is there any food?
Yes, there's some food. In a locker, you find that there are dry rations.
So I'm gonna feed a dry ration to one of the dry rations to the donkey.
It'll eat it. It looks as if there probably was some meat that the donkey has gotten into.
Animal. Does he seem less freaked out?
It was mostly freaked out by the door being kicked in. But after being startled and running to the corner, it seems relatively calm.
Okay. Let's see. Could probably use a rope. Is there a rope laying around here?
Yeah, you can find rope.
Okay. So I'm gonna knot the rope together and place it around the donkey's neck.
Okay.
And then try to lead it out.
Okay, give me an animal handling check.
Oh, sweet. That's not bad.
Yeah, you're able to. It resists for a moment when you start to drag it, but it acquiesces and starts following you out.
Come on, let's go back to Illich with his donkey. So we'll drag him back there.
Yep. So you get back to the house. When you get to the front door, you hear on the other side, "You fools there! It is getting dark. Why are you still here?"
We brought you your donkey.
Oh, yes. Very good. Now you will be killed when Nikov comes back. They attack at night. Leave your weapons outside. I will let you shelter here.
They come out at night mostly. Mostly.
And you hear the sound of a lot of heavy furniture being moved.
While that's happening, Lucia looks to Lady Amphilis and says, do you not hear the sounds, the cries of somebody?
Yeah, I heard what you said before, but no. I have no idea what it is you think you're hearing. I suspect a good night's sleep will do you well.
Maybe, but it feels like doesn't feel like an illusion, some kind of hallucination. I don't know, maybe.
Maybe you swallowed some swamp water. Maybe there's something to this bog fever theory.
I don't recall swallowing any such swamp water, but I don't know.
And they still continue to hear the sounds of furniture moving. He apparently had a lot of stuff piled up against this door, which is why when you kicked it, although you were able to break the door, it didn't fall in. But as soon as he moves some of it away, the door actually does fall inward because you broke the hinges completely.
Does he seem surprised at that?
Yes, he seems very surprised that the door fell in. And he's just sort of staring down at the door and then up at you, then down at the door and up at you.
Helwer is good at breaking doors.
You do not need a door.
I said to leave your weapons. If you want to come in, you will leave your weapons outside.
Won't our weapons get stolen?
They don't usually steal things, although you would be the first to actually leave weapons. They might. But you will not bring weapons in here that you will use to kill me.
I could kill you with my hands. I am not leaving them outside.
Hellweir, stand down. Take a moment. A breath. I'm sorry. I was not focused while my companion initially broke your door, and I was kind of in my own thoughts when we first met. But I am Lucirosi, a paladin of Asheros. And if you really believe that these people in this town mean you harm, would it not be safer to have our weapons with us in case we need to defend ourselves and you?
Unless you are part of it. Then I would be inviting you in to kill me.
We have no quarrel with you.
Neither did some of the others who showed up. You would not be the first to try to trick Illich.
Are we not the first passersby in this town?
No, there have been others. Many, many half-elves have come to try to kill me, to try to trick Illich out of his home. That is how they managed to get me to open the door the time I lost my son.
Wait,
Then-
were they all half-elves?
Yes. It was a small group of them, farmers from the look of them, but that was clearly a deception too. Because when I opened the door, they all drew blades on me.
That is interesting that you mentioned that, because we have heard stories about some kind of affliction taking place over half-elves and the elves of this city to the south.
Alligator? I spit on them! Blasphemous elves.
You're going to have to spit further if you want to hit them. Why do you hate Alcator?
It is a den of iniquitous barbarian elves. They worship strange spirits. They do not worship the gods. But you must decide quickly, because as soon as the sun sets, and I suspect you have mere minutes, I expect Nikov to come back. You should have watched him, not simply let him wander off.
Still, we are not half-elves. We are different from those that have attacked you. Would it not be...
And yet last night there was another stranger in town. And although he did not try to trick me, I heard him outside. I knew if I gave him an opening, he would trick me. He was talking to Nikov, and then he disappeared.
Did you get an image of him?
No, I never saw him. Sounded like a human through the door, but I did not open my door for some stranger. He claimed to be wounded, but I thought that was clearly a trick.
Well, there's a lot of tricksy people out here. As your emperor, I will swear that we will not trick you or suffer trickery in my empire.
What? How are you my emperor?
Well, that's funny you should ask that question. See, the Empire, the Empire, I founded it a long time back. Some things happened. I was ousted, but here I am, starting again to reclaim my empire. Alcator is my first stop on reclaiming it, and then I pull out my crown and I put the crown on my head. I'm the king of Alcator, and soon we can be king of Bogtown.
Well, I will say this. You are crazy in a different way than the others. Fine, you may come in, but you must, he turns to Lucirosi and Hellweir, you must protect me if Crazy One tries to draw a weapon on me.
I am confident that will not happen, but should my companion T-Hole
try to raise a hand against you, I will make sure that no one is hurt. Excuse me, guys. I got a phone call real quick.
Only a fool draws blades on an emperor.
So he steps aside to let you in.
I kind of prance in.
As you go in, first of all, you see that he had one hand kind of holding on to the door, like just behind the door. And in fact, he was maybe holding the door a bit, but he was mostly holding a double-bladed axe in case you tried anything. But going inside, you see there is a fire going in the fireplace. It is, for this town especially, a very big home, and the floors are mostly covered with furs. Clearly some preparations have been made because there are boxes stacked up against every wall. There are just crates and crates of food and other things have been stored in here. He probably could hold out in here if nobody broke in for months without having to go outside. And that seemed to be part of his plan. At the far end of the room, you see there is underneath a white shroud, a linen cloth, what is clearly the form of a body. A bit of a bloodstain is formed on the outside of the cloth, having leaked through. You're guessing that's his son. It's seated in a chair. In the further distance, you see there seem to be a series of side rooms towards the back of the place.
This is a nice place you have here. Where'd you collect all these furs?
We are our primary business is fur trading. There are many more animals in this bog than you would think, at least on our side of the bog. There's enough game to even sustain the life of a dragon far further to the north.
Really? There's a dragon to the north, you say?
Yes, he doesn't bother anyone. We do not go far enough for him to be any trouble to us. But the animals that he survives on are the very same animals that we hunt. So we are at least grateful that he does not increase his appetite over time.
Ilich, is this your son?
Yes, this is my son, or was my son.
I am sorry for your loss. Were his final rites given?
No, there is no one but me here, which is why I need to get him out of this bog to bury him.
If you would like, with your permission, I can say a prayer for him so that Asheros might receive his soul. And then after he is laid to rest, I can say another prayer.
That would be appreciated. He also leads in the donkey, by the way.
Right,
tries to prop the door back up. It will at least fit into the door frame, although the hinges are pretty much useless now. And then you see he starts dragging tables and furniture in front of the door in a process that takes a couple of minutes for him to get everything restacked the way he wants it. You might as well get some rest. There's no telling when they will make their move. They will probably watch for a while. They no doubt know you're in here.
Do they attack every night?
Usually. They don't always attack just at sunset, but I think they are there. I think they took the guy who was here last night. So he will be with them now, crazy as they are.
When you see these people, do they have any looks in their eyes, or do they seem like the people that you used to know?
They look like the inside of a sealed closed door to me.
Perfect.
Are you the hunter of this town?
I was a hunter for many years. Now I am mayor of town.
What about the Quagoffs? Did you kill any of them?
I do not know the word Quagoff. Is that an animal of some sort? If so, I have probably hunted them, but know them by some other name.
They're these white beasts which don't make any noise.
There are no white creatures in the swamp. Their fur would darken quickly.
obviously, but after cleaning the pelts, they would be white.
There would be a silly color choice for animals living here. I have not seen white animals. Occasionally, you'll see an albino, weak animal, but they usually die pretty quickly.
We have reason to believe that there are these wolf-like creatures who are at least behind some of these attacks in the swamp.
Well, if there are, I have not seen them.
Interesting. They seem to have troubled Alcator quite a bit, and we even got to see one that tried to kill us.
I'm pretty sure there was a trader who came through here. He was wearing a raccoon cap or something. His name was Larson. Did he come through here?
When would he have come? I do not open my door for strangers anymore, so I would not know what anyone looked like.
Fair enough.
There was the man yesterday who I heard outside talking to Nikov. There was the sound of a fight. I'm sure he was taken, either killed or more likely brought into their madness.
Yeah. Howard just shakes his head and just goes about finding a spot to lay a bedroll or something.
He shows you one of the rooms in the back is a bedroom with 2 beds in it. He's like, you may feel free to use the beds. I frequently sleep on the couch anyway.
Okay. And like T-Hole will gesture to Lucirosi. It's like lady. It's like he like gestures to the bed. He's like, ladies first.
I don't understand, T-Hole. What are you saying?
Saying you could use some beauty rest, especially if your blades are going to be called upon. You should have them be somewhat rested.
T-Hole, are you okay? You know that I don't use blades.
Whatever you use.
While I appreciate your concern for my well-being, I do not think it would be wise for me to rest when there is the potential for an imminent attack.
Suit yourself. But you can at least sit down and do a cat nap.
All right. Something's going on.
Just showing you the room.
Oh, there's cool music too. Who's playing the drums?
I don't hear the music.
Really? Oh. Maybe I'm hearing voice. Maybe I drank the swamp water.
No, there's music in Roll20.
Your master
Okay, I
music
hear it
volume
now.
level may be turned down.
I hear it now.
Yes. The bog water speaks to us all.
So
So
Is
he
there-
sort of sits down on the couch and proceeds to take a glass of mead from one of the barrels he has in the back and begins drinking.
Hmm.
So, what are you looking for in the swamps, if not game?
There is a temple, an old corrupted one. We are here to cleanse it and to kill any damned elf spirits who lay among it.
As soon as you mentioned temple, you saw he visibly scowled.
I see you know what we speak of.
I know the temple, but no one goes to the temple. Not in many, many years.
What's at the temple?
Nothing good. I was probably one of the last people at the temple. Yeah, I was a child at the time. A friend and I decided to go see this haunted temple. We took torches and we trekked through the woods, and it took forever to get there. It's many miles away through very treacherous swamp. But when we got there, we saw a great pyramid structure, and my friend, he dared me to go in, but I was probably just a wee lad of 20 or 30 years old at the time, so I was afraid to go through the open black archways of the place. And he, a human boy, he was just barely 15, maybe 16. I forget sometimes human ages. He went in laughing at me and walked off into the darkness to where I could no longer see him, and taunted me to come in and follow him, but I was too afraid. And then he went further, and his laughter stopped. And I called out to see what he had found, and he did not answer me. Eventually, the torch I was carrying burned down to a nub, and I had to drop it. And then I waited more than an hour, and still nothing. And I wanted to go in, but a fear like I have never felt before, just gripped me, and I could not bring myself to even take a step towards the building. So I turned and I ran back to this village. A group of men went back. I led them back to the temple. Many went inside as I stayed far back. And many of the men came out screaming and ran off into the swamps, into the darkness themselves. Most of them came back, all of them came back, but none of them were ever the same again. And no one ever went back to the temple. My friend, he never came out.
What did the men say they saw?
They didn't say they saw anything, but the fear inside it gripped them. It tore them apart and they ran because they could not do anything but flee, even from each other, afraid of everything around them, realizing that their deaths were imminent if they remained, if they did not run as fast and as hard as they can. That is what they said.
Well, that same temple's a blight on this land, and that's where we are. Our fates will be bound.
There is no good that will come from disturbing that place unless you can tear it down brick by brick. And it is massive. It is 50, 60 feet tall of solid stone. You would need teams of dwarves, teams of masons in there to take it apart. And simply going through the archways, that is a fool's errand. No one goes there. It is cursed.
No curse can withstand the light of Asheros.
It has withstood the light of Asheros for 1,000 years, as far as I know.
Then that is only because Asheros has not found it fit to give it his full attention. But as an emissary of Asheros, I will make sure that whatever is within those walls and beyond that archway is cleansed.
Anyway, we should rest as long as we can. They will be here soon enough.
Helwe looks at Lady Amphilis and says, "Do you think this is where Seamus Holbein and the rest of the expedition went?"
Well, we were definitely here in this town. There's no doubt about it. We didn't stop by to chat with the mayor. We passed through and then continued on into the swamp, which is what I kind of think we should do. Standing around so that we can be attacked by these villagers is no plan. If we leave now, they might not be so concerned with letting us just go.
If it's a bunch of men with pitchforks, we should not be worried.
We cannot just stand by while this man is attacked in his home. We must do something.
This man seems to have been able to survive for quite a while before we got here. The biggest thing we've done so far is break his door to make it easier for them to get in.
You're right. We should not break any more of his doors.
To that, in response to that, Lucirosi actually has a thought and then begins examining the doors and everything. And can I use my carpentry skill to try and reinforce it?
Yeah, sure.
Is that going to be what ability do you want for that?
I guess intelligence.
Okay. What's the proficiency bonus again right now?
It's 3.
3.
Yeah.
Plus 3.
All right. With disadvantage, it's a 9.
Oh, right, because you're still tired.
Yeah.
So you're going around. You can see that there was it is a pretty good setup. He's apparently been at this for a while, and so has shored up most of the weak spots you can find. The most you can see is that Hellwheel really did a number on everything he has buttressing the front door. And so you think it's probably pretty sturdy, but surely if enough people brought force to bear against it, they should be able to force it open, since the door opens in and now has no functioning hinges or lock anymore.
How we really must work on your ability to use doorknobs and etiquette.
I do not believe in doors. There should not be one.
However, in this instance, doors are fairly handy.
We should not be worried about simple villagers. And elves, mind you, they do not even know how to hold a sword, let alone swing it.
I do not worry about the villagers themselves, but I worry that they are being possessed or being controlled by some more treacherous force that doesn't really necessarily care whether or not the villager itself is in risk. Similar to our old friend the Quaggoth that we ran into.
Yes, and we do not want to shed any blood, whether they are villagers or soldiers. They seem to be innocents, their minds addled by some force beyond our current understanding.
We should just give the dole to them and let the dole feed upon them. I think that would be the most effective course of battle then.
Now there's an idea.
Then we don't shed bloodshed, and the damn dole does.
How does that make us any less culpable if it is by our hand that the doll is able to shed blood?
They live in the swamps. They're probably They're probably well acquainted with the dolls anyway. So we just be bringing home back to them.
Yeah. Well,
any blood shed by the doll would still be on our hands.
Don't worry, Illis will take the blame.
Yes, blame the doll.
I'm too tired to argue, but I am not in agreement with anything such as that.
You see, Illich has been wandering around collecting things and begins to prepare a meal on the stove.
Hellweir's like trying to usher Lucia Rossi to one of the bedrooms. Like he's going, shoo, shoo, shoo.
And Lucia Rossi ignores him.
No.
Well, T-Hole's gonna like lay down on a nice like fur spot. Or maybe, he's just gonna go and lay in a bed himself. And he's just gonna kind of relax and meditate.
So you go back and lay on one of the beds.
I see. Do I see anything on the dresser?
There are various things stacked up everywhere, mostly crates and boxes of things. There is a barrel of water in here next to the other bed.
A barrel of water.
There's many barrels of water.
Is this couch here?
Is it actual water, or is this like that one famous rich guy who just peed in bottles and saved them?
You haven't tasted it yet. From the smell of it, it doesn't smell like he's having whole barrels of urine.
Well, that's good.
Do I see like a bookshelf, or do I see any kind of like literature that he may have laying around?
Give me an investigation check. You can only find in searching around one book, and it's pretty moldy. It apparently got wet at some point in time, and he didn't even bother to dry it out properly. So it is like just a mass of mold and crumbling. It doesn't seem like literature is his forte.
Ah. Well, I guess all men can't be enlightened. So he'll just Teal will just kind of lay down and with his eyes open.
Lady Amphilis comes into the bedroom and looks at the bed and pokes at it a bit, and then huffs and leaves.
T-Hole gets the hint, and then he scoots over. He's like, "Wait, come back."
He just goes and sits down on one of the stools at the table.
Are there any windows in this place?
There are, but you saw them from the outside. Much like the front door, they have stuff stacked up against them. Even behind the stove, he's got things wedged in behind the cast iron stove to block off the window.
Are all of them completely blocked off, or are there some with some gaps that you can see through?
There are none with gaps. You could move things to create gaps.
I'm not comfortable trying that in my current state. I can just see myself fumble fingers.
What are you doing, Hellweir?
So on this couch, is this where the body is?
No, the body is here in a chair.
On that chair. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. Well, I'm just gonna plop myself down on this couch. And I'll rug myself up in like one of my blankets or pelt blankets or whatever, and just look at the body, but not worried about it. Just like, okay.
I mean, it's just under that sheet. It's not moving.
Yeah.
Even being this close to it, it has definitely begun to stink.
Oh, it stinks. All right. Well, I'm gonna drag it into this room if I can. Into there.
Give me a dexterity check.
Okay.
So you start to drag it, but it starts to leak. And as liquids begin to pour out under the sheet, you realize, boy, this sheet was really protecting you from a lot of the smell. So you are certainly able to. Oops, I grab the wrong thing.
Oh, wrong tape, wrong couch.
You are able to drag it, but it is it is leaving a trail of just decayed juice behind it.
Yeah.
Does Lucia Rossi notice that this is happening?
What was Lucia Rossi doing?
Looking at windows.
Kind of pacing around. It's the only way that he can stay awake.
So give me a perception check with disadvantage. Yeah, you notice nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll sit down at the table with Lady Amphilis and ask her if she has any kind of game or anything to pass the time with.
Not really. I didn't think to bring games when I got my stuff back at the inn. I had a dragon chest set, but I lost that when we were taken captive the first time.
Dragon chests. I think I've heard of this game, but it's not familiar to me.
So, yeah, I'm going to start doing a short rest, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
After about 20 minutes, Illich comes over with like just trays and trays of food and says, I made dinner for you if anyone is hungry. Oh my God, where's my son? And he goes running to the back, dropping all the food on the floor and gets to hear before he sees that the body's been dragged away from the blood marks and ichor on the ground. Why did you move my son?
Because he stinks.
Get out of my home. You get out of my home.
We are guests in this house. How could you deface this man's home in so many different ways?
It was a stinky body.
And then you hear Peel pipe up like from the room. He's like, I did kind of smell it from here.
I didn't want to catch this bog fever.
This is not just a body. This is this man's son. Have you no shame?
Well, it's better off in the dark room where I can smell in there.
That's not your determination to make. This is this man's home. If he wishes to keep his chamber pots in the living area, that is his determination.
Now you compare my son to chamber pots? All of you out. And outside you hear a voice rings out. Illich, bring them out. Bring out your guests. Illich, we've come for you and for them. Bring them out.
See, LSU, I'm pretty sure you don't want us to leave now.
He said to bring you out. Why should I not bring you out?
Because then they're going to bring you out as well.
And maybe it is time to die finally. Illich, come out. Send your guests out. We will spare you if you give us them.
I wouldn't trust them.
No, that I know is a lie. They will not spare me, not after all that we have gone through. And you begin
Sort
to
of.
hear a banging on the front door.
Unless you have a giant there, you are not going to bash down this front door.
Let's see how they do. They have advantage on this check. Not so
Where's the
good.
front door?
Just up. That's in front of. I'll just stand here. Yeah.
Ah.
But you can feel there are now several people pressing on this front door. And really nothing. It's just the weight of what's there holding it in. And a minute passes and they keep pushing. It doesn't seem as though it's moving. But you begin to smell smoke.
Is it coming from a particular direction?
Not at the moment, but like the furniture did shift a little bit as they banged on the door a second time.
Illich, have they used fire yet?
No, most things don't burn. Everything is wet. Well, I guess maybe not the door itself is not wet.
Well,
So with that being said, can I go and drag one of the water barrels into this area?
You could.
All right. So I'm gonna do that. And then after I bring it to the front door, I'll look at Illich and said, "Well, if we need the door to be wet, this should suffice, would it not?"
Yeah, you can definitely tell they seem to have set the door on fire outside.
Okay. So I'm gonna begin. I'm gonna find something that I can dip in the water and then just start throwing against the door.
So you start doing that. The door is clearly pretty hot, so now it is. You feel the steam coming off the door.
Hellward, give me a hand.
yeah. Hellway helps, and he starts yelling outside. He's like, "You weak swamp peasants! You can't even beat down a door."
Well, and as you say that, the door shatters as an armored boot kicks it in, cracking it in half.
Okay. Well, they aren't all peasants, obviously.
So now there's just sort of scattered burning debris inside as the door mostly falls in. And in the door frame, you see just an immense woman in armor standing there holding her axe. Behind her, you see there's a crowd of people, most of whom appear to be human. Although immediately behind her, helping her beat in the door, you see Larson of Brixton, the injured man you'd helped before.
Of course.
Larson, what are you doing?
Give me an insight check. You see he has sort of a glassy-eyed stare.
Larson, are you here? Do you hear me?
He does not respond.
I say they're clearly possessed. We should burn them alive.
Do I see the axe with any kind of clarity?
Yeah, you can see that she has an axe.
Does it look like
is it ornate at all, or is it just like a regular, like, chopping axe?
I mean, it's not a chopping axe. It's a great axe,
Okay.
but it's a warrior's axe. There's nothing particularly ornate about it. It is more of a functional tool.
Okay.
So she proceeds to start kicking in some more of the stuff that's blocking the passage. Well, she would if I could select her.
What does she look like?
She is red haired. I'm just going to remove this. She is red haired. She's over 6 feet tall. Appears to be human.
I'll call out, Illich, do you recognize this woman?
And she kicks through and steps into the room.
I'll put myself between her and Illich.
She is Brunwild. She was town militia and huntress. Everybody roll for initiative.
I've got advantage. There we go.
I have disadvantage.
Oh, I didn't click on my dude. Did that matter? Should I do it again?
Oh.
Yeah, do it again.
Okay. I'll take that.
I got a 2. Stupid disadvantage.
Oh boy, T-Hole.
Nat 20. Oh, yeah.
So, T-Hole, you go first. I forgot about him, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. So, T-Hole's gonna like, saunter up about here or so.
What about Lady Anthillis? Did she get in the initiative?
No, I didn't put her in the initiative either.
I'm gonna come up here, and then he's gonna do a thunder wave right here. Wait, no, thunder wave is a square.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more burning hands with the cone. So I'm gonna like hit like a cone out here.
Oh boy.
So you're doing burning hands or thunder wave?
Burning hands.
So let's see, who would this hit? It would hit like 5 of them.
Yeah.
Or 6
Hell yeah.
of them. So let's do her first.
So it's a
Dexterity save.
Dex save. Okay. So
And Nikov. You see Nikov is armed with nothing but a shovel.
Good on him.
He also looks exceptionally old. And he fails to save.
So I think everybody. So it's a 15. So whoever got the nat 20 and that 15, take half, and it's gonna be tell me it's not acting up on me.
Uh-oh.
Did you forget that?
Oh wait, you know what? You're right. It's the stupid.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta do the which level are you using it at?
Yeah. All right. So you got 16 for people that didn't make it, and 8 for the people that did.
So Nikov, you kill outright. The others who are in the front are pretty significantly burned. Although only Larson of Brixton looks like he's maybe on the verge of death.
And then Keyhole's gonna take like a couple steps back.
Lucia Rossi yells, T-Hole, we are not trying to kill them. They are not in their right mind.
As you take a step back, the warrior woman in front of you swings her great axe at you.
Owie.
Yeah, it definitely hits. So 9 damage, and then it's it comes in and it slices it cuts through Teal's clothes, and he's bleeding a bit. He's like, not of their right mind doesn't mean they still can't kill you. It would be wise to kill them before they'll get you.
We can try to incapacitate them first, at least.
Well, if I had the blunt end of a weapon to do so, maybe I would shoot for that. So.
Okay.
All right.
Hellweir's turn.
All right. So, Hellweir's gonna run up to the warrior lady and start wrestling with her. He's gonna try and grapple her. Yeah. So, athletics at advantage, I think, because I'm grappling.
Why is it advantage? Are you?
Because I'm a grappler. Am I a grappler? Yeah, I'm a grappler. Yeah.
Okay, so you always have advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Let me double check. Yeah, I have advantage on attack rolls against a creature I'm. Oh no, that's when I'm grappling. So no, I've got to grapple them first. Okay.
She did really well, although I don't know why it whispered her result to me. You beat her though.
And then yeah, so I'm gonna just restrain her, I guess. And is there any chance that I could maybe with like a second wind, or not a second wind, with like a action surge, can I use like the push attack to like push her further into here and like keep grappling with her?
You can drag her at half your regular movement.
Okay.
Because you successfully initiated the grapple.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, I'll drag her. 5, 10, 15.
Are you trying to drag her to the bedroom?
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't met any other giants, so No, he's just trying to get her out of the front of the door kind of thing.
So Ilich, he runs up and picks up his axe, which was behind the door. And then he runs back after this woman. But as he does so, some of the people, one of the guys right near the front door takes a shot at him with a short sword, but misses. That's Ilich's turn. Well, 10, 15. Yeah, he can take a swing.
Oh, boy.
So he gets her pretty good, but she's pretty tough to begin with.
Mm.
And then you see through the crowd, you see there's a bunch of them that start filtering in. Where are the other ones? There. So they're going to try to, now that they've seen the power of an old man, they're going to try to grapple T-Hole. Two can play at your game, Hellweir.
Damn.
So first roll me one grapple check, T-Hole.
That's just strength, right?
It's you,
Athletics or acrobatics, isn't it?
Yep.
Ooh.
So you are grappled by one of them. And this woman, much like with what Hellweir just did, this woman drags you down into a circle of them.
Oh, shit.
And they start attacking you with spears. So I think that's 3 hits.
Yeah, that's all 3. So 17 damage.
And then the 2 that are in the doorway attack. They have maces. Oh, 1 misses. 2 miss.
Maybe.
You miss, yeah. Theo calls out, "You might want to show some force, Blue Shirosi."
And one of them,
there's no reasoning with these.
One of them pushes past you and attacks Lucia Rossi, but misses. Lady Amphilis has to come around the table, but she's going to attack the one that just attacked Lucia Rossi. And she hits him. A bunch more people come running into the room.
Oh boy.
I think you killed one of them.
Yeah, an old man with a shovel.
The people who are running in now all appear to be unarmored and have like basically just heavy tree limbs that they picked up that they're using as clubs.
Mm-hmm.
And the berserker woman's she's going to try to hit with her axe rather than even try to break the grapple. I don't think that hits Hellweir.
No.
Nikov is dead, so I will delete him. Lucia Rossi's turn.
All right. So first, I am going to cast Shield of Faith on T-Hole. And then I am going to attack. Do I get a sense, is this guy or this guy the bigger threat?
In terms of the damage they can do, it's probably this guy.
Okay. So I will then focus an attack on that guy.
That guy's also a little bit more heavily armored.
Okay.
The 19 hits.
All right. So he takes 6 bludgeoning damage as I punch aside his face for free.
So he winces and is forced back into the table, which pushes the table back into the corner. T-Hole's turn. You are grappled and surrounded.
I know. When I'm
You get +2 to your AC.
be helpful. When I'm grappled, can I cast spells?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see.
Can you like?
I'm going to cast. I'm gonna like cast a another set of burning hands in this conular in this direction.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to get, these folks right here, and as well as I can.
Start making dexterity saves. One guy made it. What's the DC?
15.
Okay. So most of them failed. Actually, they're probably. So what was the damage?
Oh, are you kidding me? So yeah, it'll be 7 fire damage to the ones who didn't make it, then 3 the ones that did.
So immediately, a bunch of people just erupt into flames and fall screaming and die. The one who's grappling you somehow managed to avoid much of the fire damage. And the peasant who is just in front of you takes some fire damage, but miraculously survives. But you killed 3 of them at least. There is, however, now a burning man laying on top of an animal skin rug.
Good, maybe it'll smoke him away. Now, they've just seen they both have seen just great gouts of flame hit the previous line of people, and that a second one kill three of the others. Do any of the people seem fazed by this?
Give me an insight check.
Who's this person?
Which person?
16.
She is just one of the people who pushed her way through, and I didn't want her standing on top of the couch, so she made her way around the couch.
Oh, okay.
16, you get the sense that all of the people in the area you just fireballed all have that kind of glassy look in their eye. Only this woman appears to be kind of alert, and Nikov, who's now dead.
Okay. Since I'm grappled, can I move at half speed?
No,
or
because
can I move?
You can't move because you didn't initiate the grapple. This woman who grabbed you, however, she can drag you around at half her speed. You could grapple her, and then she couldn't move either. But right now, she has you in a hold more than you have her in a hold.
Gotcha. Okay. Then that's my turn.
Hellware.
All right. I drag this lady to the bedroom. And I think I don't know. I sort of got gypped when that person got near the fire because I sort of wanted to throw her into the fire pit, but you know, doesn't always work out the way you plan. So I'm gonna, can I do a push attack like at the bedroom door so she goes into it, like through the door kind of thing? Like good bang.
You can. I mean,
Yeah.
the door's open in, just so you're aware.
It's already open?
It is open.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll just push her through it. Yeah, I'll do the push attack through it. So hang on, let me try and find what I have to do.
It's a shove. So you make an athletics check against her athletics.
Oh
check.
no, I've got the maneuver.
Okay.
So use the superior die. The attack's damage roll. Okay. So I do an attack. I guess this would be an attack. I guess that's my save, but that's still an attack. So then she has to do she must do a strength saving throw.
She failed.
Okay, so that means she goes flying 15 feet.
Landing on the bed, which is clearly what you planned.
Oh yeah. Cool. And that's my turn.
Okay. Illich is going to turn and try to attack this former hunter in his town. Oh, that was her, not him. Hold on. But he misses. Where is Larson? Yeah, I lost him. Larson can't get through the door right now, so he is going to try to attack T-Hole, who's in the door.
Great.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't hit.
It doesn't. Especially since he was at disadvantage. He drops his longbow. Picks up his short sword. All of these guards. Well, the two guards that attacked. Let's see. This guard here doesn't. She drops her spear and picks up her short bow, and is going to attempt to shoot T-Hole. The other two guards. Well, one guard is going to continue to grapple, but can't really do anything while she's grappling you, because she doesn't have a weapon that makes any sense for in a grapple. But the other one's going to attempt to stab you with her spear and miss.
I just imagine T-Hole is kind of like rolling around, like in the grapple, and like just like spears and like things are just like arrows are just flying around.
Second, the last one also tries to stab you with her spear, but you are thrashing around too much for her to figure out how to hit you. One guy behind you in the doorway tries to bring his mace down on your head and succeeds with a thunk.
Ugh. Damn.
And you can see behind the two of them, there is another person who is going to hop up on top of Nikov's dead body and try to get you, but you have partial cover from her, so you have another +2 to your AC, and she misses terribly anyway.
Wait. Oh shoot! I was doing this wrong. Okay. So
Maybe,
you have to hit minus. Let's see. Then minus 17. Then minus 6. Okay, there we go.
Lady Amphilis swings and manages to connect with the thug immediately in front of her. And with an oop, he is again forced back into the table. But he doesn't, he seems as though he's still perfectly functioning. This one woman runs around behind Illich and proceeds. All she seems like she's doing is like she's trying to distract him so that someone can attack him. Berserker female is going to come up and run back into the doorway and attack Hellweir. But she is not so effective this fight. Back to Lucharosi.
All right. So what's going on with this girl that you said?
She is engaged in the help action to give somebody advantage to attack Illich.
I see. Okay. All right. What can I possibly do? T-Hole, how are you holding up?
Not well. I one more hit and I'm unconscious. Maybe two if they're small hits.
On a scale of 1 to 40.
I've got eight health points left.
All right, so I am going to. Can I push through to here?
You could try to force people out of the way. It'll be an athletics check.
Oh, and I'm so good at those right now. All right. Does that count as a action then?
It should technically count as an action to shove people out of the way. I mean, it counts as an attack, rather.
Right. Well, what if I spend an action point, can I cast Cure Wounds on T-Hole from a distance?
Yeah, I'd allow that.
Okay. It's my last spell slot, but it's a level 2 spell slot.
I mean, I'll do you one better. If you spend an action point, I will let you just shove this person out of the way, shove them over here, so you can just walk up, and that'll be one less person who's right next to T-Hole to attack him.
Okay. And then
what?
It's 14.
Oh, okay, cool.
Awesome.
It does, the way this thing does it, it gives you the sort of base 7 is what you would have been if it was a first level spell. The higher level cast is what you get because you upcast the spell. So you just add the two numbers together.
Okay.
And then, so can I use another action point then to take another action?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to. So then I haven't used my bonus action yet. So I'm going to use an action and bonus action to do 3 attacks against this guy.
Okay. The 17 and 24 hit.
Okay. So then 18 damage against this person.
You lay into her with your mighty fists, but she looks pretty dazed by the attack, but she looked a little dazed before.
Mhm.
Somehow she manages to find what strength that she needs to stay on her feet.
Wow.
Teal.
All right. Teal's gonna try to break out of this grapple. So,
You do it. You are no longer grappled.
a 7 broke out of the grapple.
Yep.
Holy shit! All right.
She just got pummeled.
So I broke out of the grapple, and I'm gonna try to back up here.
To where?
Uh,
That's where Ilyich is.
yeah, like here, the next Ilyich.
That's not a good idea.
See, to get there, you would have to move from here to here and then sort of around. Like there'd be a number of attacks of opportunity, or at least because you can't just walk through these people unless you make an athletics check to pass through their square. But this one would get an attack of opportunity if you move there.
Yeah.
And then this guy would get an attack of opportunity if you moved from there.
All right. Well, then
And then
maybe.
that's not even counting these people here.
Right.
All right. So maybe I won't necessarily do that then. I'll just kind of turn here, and I'm gonna cast. Well, I'll just look out the door, and I'll cast a thunder wave out the door.
What kind of save is that? Con? I don't remember.
Let me tell you.
Wait a minute. In order to break the grapple, didn't you have to use
an action?
That's true. That was your action.
I was going to use an action point to cast Thunder Wave.
Nice.
That works.
Yeah, it is a con save.
It looks like one failed.
Okay. So in addition, secure. Cool. So then. So the one that failed takes, 5 damage.
And is blown back 15 feet.
Yeah, yeah. And then the other ones take 2 damage. That was lame. My damage has been awful tonight.
Oh, where?
All right.
Technically, they're not. This woman's not grappled anymore because you threw her away.
Yeah, cool. So I'm going to use my greatsword to try and hit her. And then if it hits, hopefully, oh yeah, it's gonna hit.
Yep.
I'm then going to use disarming attack on her, so she's not holding her axe anymore.
Okay. How does disarming attack work?
So I hit a creature with my weapon attack. I then expend the 1 superiority die to attempt to disarm the target, and then they have to do a a strength saving throw. Against, I think, where it'd be like 8 plus 3 plus strength. So 11 plus 5, 16.
She failed.
Oh, no, 17, sorry. Yeah.
So she drops her axe.
All right. And she took 12 damage from the greatsword.
So you lay into her shoulder with a greatsword, causing her to drop her axe to the ground.
Cool.
Let me just check. Ilyich looks like he's panicking a little bit, but he swings his axe. Ineffectively, though. Larson, standing next to T-Hole with blank stare in his eye, tries to stab at T-Hole with a short sword and hits.
Oh.
Oh.
The guard that was nearly killed by Lucirosi realizes that the common woman behind Ilyich is giving him advantage by helping him. So she stabs Ilyich, who's not looking so good. And the second guard is going to do the same thing. Oh, he's not in good shape.
Oh, wow, crit.
Yeah, so Ilyich gets stabbed directly, like just maybe a couple of centimeters above the heart, with a spear being wielded in two hands, and falls to the ground. Dead. This guard who is wielding her short bow is going to continue to fire at T-Hole.
Which hits.
This one thug who previously was at disadvantage moves over to get a better shot at T-Hole, but misses.
Yeah.
T-Hole, how are you doing on hit points now?
13.
You're, well, you probably missed anyway, but someone tries to swing around the door frame. You now see that behind everyone else, there is another woman who appears to just be a commoner or a peasant, is trying to find a way to get in. She has the same glassy look in her eye as most of the others. Lady Amphilis stabs at this guy she's been attacking. But she misses. The commoner who was helping distract Ilyich runs over and proceeds to try to distract Lucirosi with a very involved, I'm not touching you, but I'm getting close to touching you. The berserker, well, she picks up her axe, and I'll say that gives her disadvantage on this, which is not good news for her. Baby, what's your AC?
Yeah, 16. You got me.
So finally, turns out being disarmed was the trick for her.
Whatever.
That's Luciosi's turn.
All right. I've forgotten about this ability until just now. And so I my hood is already down. My silvery iridescent mane flowing in the wind, and I just kind of go like, and suddenly there's like this breeze that floats all over the place, and this scent of like daisies and saffron, and everybody within 30 feet of me has to make a wisdom save or be charmed.
Friends and foes?
No, every creature that I designate within 30 feet. So
Uh, yeah. So that's my my awesome presence ability, which is a channel divinity.
Cool.
What you do that, and you get for a brief moment a sense exactly like what you got when you were trying to divine sense around uh, Elise Brewer. Like there's some force, some other mind that is somehow tainting all of these people. Although they appear to be humans and dwarves for the most part, it's as if there's some corrupted influence that's puppeting them.
Let's see.
But Larson of Brixton appears as though he may have been affected by your ability.
Okay, so it only has effect on Larson.
Right.
Oh boy.
Well, that's too bad. So let's see. What's
One less
that?
guy to stab me.
That was an action.
Well, he's charmed by Lucerosi, not by T-Hole.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody still hates T-Hole.
Well, doesn't the charm what is the charm that you do?
I'm pretty sure that's that's
I'm just kidding. That is technically true. He's not charmed by T-Hole. He's charmed by Lucerosi. Yeah. But that is enough for him to reconsider what's going on in the situation.
Okay. Yeah, it can't attack the charmer or target the charmer, so it doesn't help T-Hole as much as I thought it would. Even though I haven't used the attack action, can I still use a bonus action to use my offhand attack or no?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm gonna hit that person.
Okay. Definitely hits. Without even a scream, as soon as you connect, this person just drops.
All right, so 2 less people hitting on T-Hole.
Yeah, you see that Larson doesn't necessarily look the way you would expect from someone who's charmed, but he does look very confused and conflicted, almost like for the first time this fight, almost like he's in pain. It's T-Hole's turn.
All right. T-Hole's going to take a disarm action and try to move. Can I move across the dead bodies?
Yes.
So I'm going to disarm.
Disengage.
You mean disengage?
Yes, that's what I meant. Yeah. I'm going to disengage and move away. Let's see. How far would make sense? Yeah, I'm going to move till about here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to spend, let's see, should I spend an extra? Can I use an action point only to take an action?
What do you mean?
Or could I use it to do like a to spend some hit die to try to get some health? Or
yeah, you could.
So 1 action point, is that worth 1 hit die?
You could spend as many hit die as you want.
Okay. So I'll spend 4 hit die. And I have, let's see, how does this work?
You have 5 hit die.
Yeah. So that was 1 hit die.
Right.
2, 3, 4. So 14, 18, 21.
Nice.
And I have 1 hit die left. So yeah, that'll be my turn.
Hellware.
Seeing that I got struck, I'm gonna go back into a grapple. So here we go. Oh shit, that's not good. Because I rolled the freaking 2.
I can't hear "aw shit" without thinking "aw shit," but I'm bumped tits. Fuck the sir.
So you tried to grapple her, but she shook you off.
All right.
And raised her axe.
All right. I'm gonna what am I gonna do? I'm gonna use a what is it? Action surge to grab her. So reset my action.
Okay.
Here we go again. Oh yeah, cool. I rolled a 4.
So again, she looks incredibly angry as you try this again, and she bats you off with the flat of her axe.
I'm done.
Ilich is dead. Larson, he just starts to wander off, gripping his head. The guard with her short bow out. Why not? She's going to shoot at T-hole.
And she hits.
This guard will run up and attack T-hole. And miss.
No, he hits now. Because after that charm, I'm assuming that charm spell, is that a concentration?
No, it's not a spell. It was my channel divinity.
Oh, okay. Then it still misses.
Well, she got a 13, so your armor class is what? It should be 13.
13, yeah.
So she just hit.
Yeah.
Ooey.
This commoner comes running up behind Hellweir and begins to do like a little dance, like poking at you with his club to distract you.
Oh, great. Help action. Incoming crit.
This thug here, and the scout next to him are both going to try to attack Lucirosi since they're getting help from this commoner.
Bring it.
It's a 17.
None of them hit. I'm 18.
19.
Oh, that one hits.
Donk.
Is there anybody else? Oh yeah, that's right. All these people. So more people start filing through the door. This one comes running in, but only gets to about there and is not sure if he's going to go to T-hole or to...
Wait a minute. When did that guy have to run past me?
No, he went this way. He basically entered here.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. They did a football maneuver there.
Spin move.
Yeah.
He's going to run up the T-hole, as it turns out. And so is this commoner, but they don't get to attack this round because it took their movement to get there. Lady Amphilis will try to stab the thug she's been stabbing at, but does not penetrate his armor. And the Berserker Lady is going to try to kill Hellweir. She goes into a rage, which gives her advantage on this attack, but she is easier to hit.
Isn't she wearing armor?
She is, but she's not a barbarian. She is a monster manual berserker.
Stinky barbarian. All right, well, 5 damage. That's all right. I'll take it. I don't have a choice, but anyways.
And it's Lucia Rossi's turn.
All right, I'm gonna hit this guy with 3 attacks.
The 25 hit.
Does it seem to knock him down a peg, or is he still going strong?
Give me an insight check.
Oh, wait, I'm at disadvantage, so that's a negative. That's a natural 1.
Yeah, you can't. You can't tell that he's that weakened. He's clearly bleeding a little bit, but you don't. You're not sure apart from that. Teal, you're slowly being surrounded again.
Yes, this is par for the course. Let's see.
This battle would have been so much easier if I had spell slots.
So many curses around here. You think the dolls like would have been helpful, like, or something, you know? They come in here and save the day because you gave them one.
Well, maybe your doll right now is struggling against her chains.
I was thinking about that, but I remember her, like, she was just like, she didn't move, so.
There is no way if you unchain that doll now that I could not have the comedy moment of it biting you.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh man.
So I'm gonna firebolt. I'm gonna firebolt this guy here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to aim like a little bit further down, actually. So like try to hit him and splash onto one of these the mats.
I mean, you could definitely hit the rug, and then he'd have to make a dex save or be burned when it catches fire. Half damage if he failed.
What about this rug? Wasn't it supposed to be burning?
Yeah, and it still is. The fire's not growing super quickly, but that spot is on fire.
Yeah. I'll just hit him for now. So.
I mean, I'll say you can aim low, and if you miss, I'll say the rug catches fire.
Okay, that works. So, I got a 15.
So you miss, and he has to make a dex save because you've set the rug on fire.
Oh wait, hold on. Let's see. I got portent.
Why is it +3?
Let's see.
Your firebolt is wrong. You should be adding your intelligence modifier to hit.
Does that now?
It adds your proficiency bonus. It's definitely only adding +3 to your roll because you rolled a 12.
Oh, that's weird. Let me fix that.
So what's your intelligence bonus? 3?
4.
Okay, then you actually did hit him. So he took the 15 damage.
Let me fix my firebolt.
And give me an insight check.
All right.
Yeah, so he is pretty badly burned. You're not sure how close he is to dying.
Okay. That'll be my turn then.
Hellweir.
Okay. I just had a flash thought. Where's this damn donkey?
Oh, that's true. The donkey is in this back storage room where you put the body.
Oh, okay, he's in there. All right, he's probably eating it. Anyways, I don't appreciate being poked in the back with a club, so I'm gonna turn around and smack that guy. So here we go. Tommy explodes.
Yes, you bury your axe in his head, nearly cutting him in half from the top of his skull down to the middle of his sternum.
Yeah.
For a
So
second, you were afraid it may be more difficult to pull your axe from his corpse than it was to kill him.
Oh, well. So I turn around and I take a deep breath and cast second wind on myself. So 1d10 1d10 plus fighter level, which is 4. All right, and I regain 10 hit points. Cool, that's me.
Okay. So this guard is now going to sling her bow and pick up her spear, but that's a good portion of her action. And she's going to come running over this way, but doesn't get close enough to actually attack T-Hole. The guard who's right next to T-Hole, however, stabs at you with her spear.
Yeah.
And then this guard over near Lucia Rossi is going to take advantage of having helpers around to stab at Lucia Rossi with advantage. But to no avail. The thugs around Lucia Rossi are going to do the same thing.
Oh, gosh.
So the second thug connected. The thug up near T-Hole is also going to try to hit T-Hole again. That's... But misses, I'll say. I don't remember if he was getting help.
He probably is.
I think that woman had to move more than once to get up to you this round, though.
Oh, okay.
So she hasn't taken the help action yet.
Gotcha.
Lady Amphilis stabs at the thug, but misses.
Boo.
Now the commoner woman here begins trying to distract the wizard. Wizards are evil anyway, so it's probably for the best.
They are.
This other woman is also still trying to distract Lucia Rossi. And the berserker woman, again, in a frenzy, swings at Hellweir recklessly.
Nice.
Although she didn't have to, really, as it turns out.
Nope.
Lucia Rossi's turn.
All right. First attack is going to be against that guy. Nice.
Boy.
Does he die?
He dies.
I punch him in the face and his face caves in.
And he flies
Blood
back,
everywhere.
and you hear the sound of glass cracking as he slams into all of the obstructions in front of the window and slumps to the floor.
And then my next two attacks are going to be against this guy.
Excuse me.
Jesus.
One hit.
Is there any anything happen from a natural one? An attack?
No.
Okay.
Teal.
Let's see. T-Hole's going to cast a last burning hands like this way. To try to he'll maybe try to at least hit these two and maybe catch the one that's next to Amphilis.
I mean, if you're casting in this direction from you, I'd say you could catch all three in this line here.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna Teal's gonna use my last spell slot to do that. And
God dang it, Bobby.
Hellware, have you done any damage to this barbarian lady?
Yeah, I hit her once.
Jesus Christ, man.
I'm really distracting, all right? I'm like the helping commoners.
so
5 damage if they failed.
yeah, damage has been shit tonight. 3d6 and you get 5.
So even though she saved, the commoner woman dies.
And then okay.
The other 2 appear to still be standing.
And that'll be my turn.
Hellware.
All right. I am going to hit her with my greatsword. And hit. Did I hit? Oh, so that would be an advantage. So still 14. Woohoo.
And you did not hit her. Her deflects off her armor.
All right, action point. Hit her.
That hits her.
All right, and then with that, I'm also yeah, I'm a spellcaster now. I'm doing trip attack. She's falling over. She has to do a strength saving throw. Save is like 17, I think, or 16. She better not be at advantage.
She's not.
Oh, phew. She's on the ground.
Are you gonna say something catchy like "Have a nice trip, see you next fall"? I guess she's going down.
I look back and I just grunt. And yeah, that's me.
Okay. So the guard right next to T-Hole is going to stab him with the spear. Nope. Going to try to stab him with the spear. The other guard is going to step up and suffer the attack of opportunity from Amphilis. Oh, that might not be good for that person. But as she tries to slide by Amphilis, Amphilis wheels around, almost not even aware that the woman is there, and still manages to connect in the face with her longsword, killing the guard.
Nice.
The other guard down near Lucirosi is going to attack him with her spear. Oh, has advantage, but still not enough. And the thugs attack. First, Lucirosi. Nope. And then the one on T-Hole. Nope. Oh no, he has a still nope.
Oh, wait a minute. I had a couple of attacks against me, so I need to make Constitution saving throw to maintain that spell. I think there were 2.
Lady Achilles shamelessly attacks the commoner.
I made both.
And kills the commoner. So no more advantage on attacks on Lucirosi, at least. The commoners are all dead now, so I'm going to remove them. And the Berserker is going to get up using half her movement.
Bam. That's an attack of opportunity. Bam. Take
there-
that.
No, it's not.
It's-
That's
It's not.
3.5.
Not in 5e.
This game.
And does 20 points of damage.
All right, I'm gonna use Stone's Endurance. Slash 1d12 plus 1. I reduce 8.
So you take 12 points of slashing damage. This woman is not amused by your various knocking her down, pushing her back attacks.
This isn't. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
And she cries out, "For my own one!" and then slams the axe down into you.
Yeah, I'm like the worst spellcaster.
Yeah, because you're. What are you talking about?
The spellcaster does no damage. And I mildly inconvenience them into giving me crits.
You've done nothing all combat except move her around, knock her down, knock her weapon out of her hand, but oh, look, she can pick it up again.
Actually, every
know,
time he
right?
does that, he's doing some damage to her
Yeah.
as well. So there's that.
All right.
I'm just showcasing like the greatness of what is it? Not a champion warrior, a war battle master.
All right, I'm going to attack this guy with my 3 attacks.
Hit twice.
Does he seem...
On the second attack, she drops to the ground.
All right. I am going to... Do I see this woman here?
Which woman?
Isn't there some kind of woman outside that you mentioned?
She since came in. She's
Okay.
actually dead now.
I am going to accept the attack of opportunity from this person, and I'm going to just eyeball Lady and Phyllis and say, "You handle this guy," and then I'm going to let's.
Missed.
Move right there.
If you run past her, though, the guard here, then you have to watch out for the attack opportunity there too.
Well, I'm still in her reach. I ran by her, but I'm still there. I didn't escape her reach.
Most of them carrying spears as well, so their reach is like 10 feet.
These are not. These are regular short spears, like regular. So they don't have reach.
Gotcha.
So you move there.
All right. And that's my turn.
Okay. T-hole.
Teal's gonna firebolt this guy here.
That hits.
Does 9.
Yeah, and he erupts into flame and falls over. There are now many sources of flame in this room, and so it seems as if in a round or two, they're going to start. The flames are going to start to grow.
So that's gonna be my turn. So I don't want to incur another. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm up. Yep.
Yep.
All right, sweet. Do I know if there's locks on the bedroom door on the outside?
Give me your perception check.
Oh.
You don't see
Why
a
would there
lock.
be locks on the outside?
I don't know. We're in a weird house, weird area, you know.
The doors have locks, but they're like
Oh.
simple internal locks, and they're designed to lock from the inside.
Okay. All right. Well, cinematic moment coming up. If I hit, praise the sun.
Yep.
And I use my push attack to knock her into the room.
Like the strength save for her.
Yeah, strength save. Yeah.
What's the DC?
16.
She failed.
Oh, good. Push her in.
You push her onto the bed again.
Yeah, I push her under the bed, and then I walk in, and I look at the door, and I shut it.
You shut the door.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. By Asheros.
Yeah, so she took a damage. Cool. And that's me done.
That's me done.
That's me done.
One. You know what? This card's going to get to here. Drop her spear and draw her short bow and shoot at. Let's see, who's she going to shoot at? 1 to 3, Lucia Rossi. 4 to 6, Teal. Teal, of course.
Oh boy.
T-Hole's just like, he's been being peppered with arrows. Like, none have like stuck in him, but like they definitely like scored him and like bounced off like the bone and stuff.
The other scout nearby you that's been attacking T-Hole is going to continue attacking T-Hole.
Where are you on HP now, T-Hole?
I've got, let's see, that was 9 damage. I'm at 6. I'm hurting.
Lady Amphilis lets out a cry, a high-pitched halfling cry, and goes charging out.
What? I look at T-Hole and I'm like, where's she going?
It's that bitch.
She did run off in the same direction that Larson went.
Freaking hell. Is that her busting into me?
Yes, she got the 23, so you took 12. She is still raging.
How are you on HP, Hellweir?
Oh, all 15 of them.
But you're locked in a room with this woman.
One way in, one way out.
You think I'm all locked in here with you? You're locked in here with me.
And it's Lucia Rosie's turn. I'm gonna clear out some of the dead guys.
2 attacks on this person. 3 attacks, I mean.
Sorry, against which one? Oh, I guess the guard right next to you. The 14 missed, the other 2 hit.
Alright, so 16 damage.
Actually, the first one was enough to kill this person.
Okay, so then if that first one was enough to kill, so then can I keep that last action, move over here, and attack this person?
Yes.
Alright.
And as you watch, you see fire begins to engulf the back of the couch.
Of course.
The hot love seat.
I'm assuming 13 misses.
13 misses, yes. T-hole. There appears to be only one person in the room with you now. One enemy, at least. Only one person you care about if you count yourself.
Let's see. So, did Hellweir lock the door, or is it just closed?
I just shut it. I think it'd take a little bit more than free action or bonus action to lock a door.
Sure. So I'm gonna move over, and I'm gonna spend a hit die, my last hit die, and gain a little bit of health back here. So.
Do you have another action point?
I do.
There's 2 per session. I thought you used 1 to cast an extra spell at some point. I might be wrong.
I've used 2. I used 1 for the hit die, and I cast an extra spell.
Right. That's as many as you get per session in this game.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Never mind then. So I'll just firebolt this guy. And I'm going to replace that with one of my portents.
Okay.
So I rolled it way up here. Sec. I had like a 17.
That's fine. I mean, that's the roll, so that
Yeah.
definitely hit. So she basically just bursts into flames.
She just adds to the flame.
And as you watch, you see like this flame behind her begins to grow. The heat of it is just searing Lucerosi's face.
Nice.
So we got to get out of here.
Hellweir's turn.
Where's Hellweir?
He's in the room.
He's clearly fled to safety. Let's go.
So I'm gonna do a great sword attack. Oh yay! All 8 of it.
That hit.
How bad is she looking?
Give me an insight check.
All right, here we go.
She is below half her hit points, but she's, it would probably take like 2 really good hits to kill her.
Okay. I'm gonna give her a headbutt. So bonus action, I'll use an unarmed strike or something.
Okay.
What do I roll? I'll just roll an athletics or something. That's my hit.
Roll to hit.
Yeah, I get roll to hit, so just in D20.
Yeah, plus your strength, plus proficiency.
Oh, so plus 8. Ooh.
Natural 1 misses, though.
Ooh.
You punch over her shoulder.
All right, cool.
Or rather, you go to headbutt her, and instead...
I give her a kiss.
Yeah, you just gently nuzzle up against her. Like you're trying to dance with her.
Alright, I'm done. Oh, actually, how many action points have I got? Have I still got 2?
Yeah.
You've used 1.
Yeah, you've used 1, I think.
1? Okay. Alright. I'll see how I get hit. Alright, let's go.
Okay. She, after rebuffing your attempt to dance, swings at you with her axe again. Still raging. So 19.
Boy, that hurts.
That's true. Go ahead. You can go. I forgot. You can go ahead and re-roll your headbutt attempt because she's
Okay.
you have advantage on it.
Oh, okay. D20 plus 8. Don't worry about it.
Really, really want to dance. Luciarosi's turn.
I am using my movement to get here and then open up the door.
You call me McNuzzle.
Do I have what kind of action is it to open the door? Is that just an object interaction or is that an actual action?
It's an object interaction.
Okay. So just out of range to attack. So I'll just use the rest of my action to move up here then. That's my turn.
Where did you go?
Come into the room with me.
Oh, okay. And the door's open now?
Yeah.
Does it look like there's any other ways out of this place besides the front door that we've seen?
Oh, he's trying to talk. We can't hear him.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
I would say first of all, you notice that there's probably not going to be much of a path after this round as the fires continue to grow unless somebody beats back the flames. You've been around this whole place now, like peeking in. Every other exit other than that front door is so heavily barricaded that it's going to take you, 5 or 6 rounds just to clear it out to use it. With a really good athletics check, you may be able to free up a window, taking like a single action, and then you could escape out a window. But it would be a pretty high DC because you'd have to move a lot of stuff out of the way.
So I am gonna yell out to T-Hole, T-Hole, there's a water barrel by the door. Clear a path for us.
The front door?
What other door is there?
There's doors all over.
Okay, which one matters most? That's the one.
And while you have this conversation, the flames grow.
So I'm gonna go to the front door. And do I see the water barrel?
Yeah, Luciarosi placed it there when they were first trying to burn down the front door.
And so I moved, 20 feet or so. So I'm gonna try to move, kind of wedge the water barrel over, a few feet, as close as I can get it towards the fire.
Okay, give me an athletics check. In fact, give me an investigation check too. Okay, now give me an athletics check. Okay, you're not really able to move the barrel. You basically get the barrel about 5 feet over, but the barrel is, mostly filled with water, so it's not light.
If I look at the top of the barrel, is it there's a top to this barrel, or is it nailed shut and
there's a wooden lid that can be essentially just pulled out with a rope tied to it.
Okay, but there's no rope tied to this thing.
But there's a rope tied to the lid, not to like the outside of the barrel.
Oh, okay. Can I? Because I don't know how many actions or whatnot. So can I pull that off?
Sure, you can pull the top off. That's easy.
Okay, and then would I be able to try to push the barrel over, like the
Spill
top
it,
thing,
spill it out.
out? Yeah.
You could. That's another athletics check.
I'm pretty good at those.
The DC's pretty lower though. A bit higher than 2. So you, with all of your old man strength, press against the side of the barrel, and you feel it, the corner of it lift up ever so slightly, and then you feel like your fingers get pinched as it settles back on the ground.
I'm trying. So yeah, that's. I guess that's as much as I can do right now.
Hell, we're.
So just double clarifying, at long rest you get all your hit dice back, right?
No, you get
No,
half of your
half.
maximum hit dice back.
Oh, pooey. Alright, I'm gonna bust out 3 of them. So I have 3. I'll use 3 of the fighter ones, I guess, because they're all the same. They're all D10s. So
Right. Do you have an action point left?
yeah, I had 1 left. Yeah.
Okay.
One
So you'll
D.
spend that action point.
That'll be 3.
I mean, before you do that, you might as well attack. Maybe you'll kill her with a crit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, we'll do that. Let's see my nat 1. Here it comes. Ooh, boy.
Did a fair bit of damage.
Anyways, still gonna do the healing. So roll 3d10 plus 3. No, plus 1. Yeah.
And you hear the sound in the distance of a screaming halfling female.
Plus 14. Alright, cool. Back to 21.
Are you doing anything else?
Yeah, I'll do another headbutt.
Why did you only add +1? You add your constitution to each roll.
Do I? I thought it added it 3. Yeah, okay, you're right. So it'd be plus 3. So just add an extra 2. So I'm at 23 hit points. Alright, and then I'll swing a headbutt. So slash 1d20 plus 8.
Roll again.
1d20 plus.
When you do this,
Just press up.
Yeah, just press the up arrow.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah.
It'll repeat the last thing you rolled.
Okay,
17 hits. So you do 1 plus your strength bonus.
Oh, sorry, I rolled a d4. So whatever. Yeah,
Isn't
wrong
it
one.
just-
So it'd be 9. Oh, 8. So yeah, 9 damage.
It's 1 plus your strength bonus is the damage,
Much.
not your
Oh,
strength and your
so
proficiency.
don't mind my proficiency. Okay, so just 5.
6.
Oh, 6. Can't count.
It's early there, man.
And the high-pitched sound of a screaming halfling gets louder as Lady Amphilis appears in the doorway and runs up to the barrel and tries to shove it.
Does she get advantage on the barrel if I'm next to the barrel? Can we flank the barrel?
I'm gonna be so excited if both the little halfling lady and the old man can't move a barrel.
Actually, she rolled a 19, so she leaps at the barrel and in the air manages to tip it over and puts out the fire in a line, knocking it back. And then the berserker lady tries to kill Hellweir once and for all, but probably doesn't.
Yeah.
She is going to step over to the door, though, and then turn and wheel around on the two of you. Lucia Rosie.
Oh, yeah. I've been waiting for this with advantage. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Boom.
3 hits, yeah.
So that is 28, 33 damage.
So you hit her the first time, and she is forced back into the door. And then you hit her the second time, and she just goes, you hear the sickening crack of her neck as her head shifts to the side and she falls.
All right. Can I take her axe as I run out?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to do that. And as I do it, I'm going to look at Hellweir and go, that's how it's done. Yoink.
Did this person die? Is this person gone?
Yes.
Okay.
Still in turns, though. With T-Hole, what do you want to do?
Is it? Okay, sorry.
T-Hole's going to run right out. As far as he can.
Okay. And as you do, start of the round again, the fires again begin to expand.
Oh, man. Okay. So, do I know if there's a way out, like, in the room where that corpse was?
You know for a fact that there is a door, but it would take you forever to move all the shit that's in between you and that door.
Huh.
You could either run through the flames or even get a running start and try to long jump over the flames, and then you'd have a clear path.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about that poor donkey.
Yeah, there's the only way to get the donkey out is either run the donkey through the flames or spend at least a minute clearing boxes to get it a path out that door.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth that much. All right. Well, I'll grab my doll, which I'm guessing is sat here, and oh no, it's just gonna catch fire. It's made of wood. Ah, I lost all my companions. All right, I go through the fire.
Give me a dexterity save.
I fall in the fire. Oh no, I'm good.
You take 0 points of damage dodging through the flames.
Yeah. I take emotional damage though, so
Yeah.
I'm upset as I walk out the building. Oh, how far can I go? Hang on.
30 feet,
5,
40 feet.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'll use a double movement. 55, 60. There it is. I'm outside.
Yeah. You take 24 psychic damage from the loss of your companions.
I'm downed.
Emotionally drained.
Downed.
Hellweir emerges from the burning building. Now everybody has a clear path. So now we'll come out of rounds. Everyone can get out easily now. And as you watch, the flames continue to grow inside the once fairly stately home of Ilich of Bogtown, until finally the whole building is just on a blaze, burning down, and you can hear the screaming brays of a burning donkey.
Oh, I take another 24 psychic damage. Oh.
And you're sure that this fire is clearly visible for miles, because there's not that this portion of the swamp is this hill is raised up above most of the swamp, and so a light this bright, a fire this big, is something that people are going to see unless they're in a pretty heavily wooded area. So maybe not inside the saltwater part of the swamp, they're probably not going to see it, but elsewhere they are. But then as you watch, you hear a crack almost like thunder, and you see a burst of flame coming from the southwest that raises up on the horizon. It's probably very distant, though, like more than a couple miles distant. But then that settles down again. Unlike this fire that seems to be constant, it's going to take a while to burn out. That is just a single explosion that vanishes after 10 seconds.
Interesting. How weird. How does it feel knowing that you spent nearly 10 rounds trying to down that barbarian, and I came in there, I gave it a 1-2, and it was done?
I think, yeah, like I said, I just showcased the Battle Master, like, in his perfect scenario. Like, everything he could have done, and then a stinky little paladin runs in and 1-2s it and kills it. Like that's D&D. Like
you weakened it.
Yeah, I softened it up for a 1-2. Yeah, which I'll never live down.
You were the equivalent. You were like the equivalent of like the commoners, just like
just poking them with a stick. Help me.
So,
man.
No, actually, I mean, really though, you did like 50 some damage to her.
Nah. If I gave my great sword to T-Hole, he could have done it too. So I'm just.
I don't know about that. Old man strength isn't what it's cracked up to be. Can't even lift girls.
So as that explosion happens, I turn to the group and I ask, does anybody know what's off in that direction?
Do we know?
I mean, all you're aware of is that there are hills in that direction, but that's about it.
And I turn. I also turn. I'm like, wait, where's Larson? He ran away.
Oh, was that the guy I was chasing down? I'm not sure where he went. I think he ran off into the night. I pursued him until we got outside the light of the torches here, but once I realized he was just running blindly in the darkness, I came back.
So while we were fighting, I felt something very strange. Some kind of corrupting force that was, I believe it was altering the minds of everybody that we had fought tonight.
Is it related to that feeling of whatever it was you felt earlier?
No, but this is something I felt before. I suspect that I felt it when we were talking with the lady with that owns the brewery. She had something similar.
Yes, Lady
Elise Brewer.
Elise Brewer, that's what I mean.
Yes, that was her name. Well, it seems we've certainly made a mess of things. Yoshiroshi says as he looks at the burning wreckage and the numerous bodies that we can hear popping and crackling in the fire.
And T-Holes says, yeah, we totally did. And he's like he's picking the pockets of Nick, is it Nikolai?
Nikov.
Yeah.
You find 7 copper and a shovel.
Lucky day. And I grab the shovel.
And just as the sounds of the dying donkey disappear, it starts up all over again.
It's just hanging its head in shame.
Yes, the donkey sounds.
I'm actually going to start undressing Nikolai. Looking for any kind of demonic mark or anything weird on his body, any kind of physical manifestation of the corruption that I felt.
Give me
Which,
an
of course,
investigation.
nobody else is going to understand, but
Yeah, you have a thing for dead bodies.
Stripping old men.
Give me an investigation check.
So cold yet so soft.
yes, disadvantage, and it's all the same.
You don't see any signs of anything unusual. I mean, he is pretty dirty, but that's it.
All right. Well, it seems like the corruption that afflicted Nikolai did not manifest itself upon his body, at least not that I can see.
Well, maybe we should go and track your Larson of Brixton then.
Yes, well, I don't.
Can track, right?
I don't know if it's a great idea to just run off blindly into the night swamp right now, given that we just barely survived this.
There's something out there which
we need to.
Sorry,
go ahead.
We're definitely going to lose him if you don't start going after him now. I mean, unless he's dumb enough to come back and attack us on his own.
You could go
I don't
after
think he's
him.
going to attack us. During the fight, I used a prayer from Asheros to give me some power and try to reduce the animosity in the hearts of those that were fighting us. And this corrupting force prevented that power from reaching most, but it touched Larson, and I think that's why he ran off. He suddenly woke up. I don't think that he's going to come back to attack us. I am worried that in his state of confusion and in the dark that he may end up hurting himself, but I also don't think that we will be any help to him trying to find him in the darkness.
Well, I would
Especially
suggest,
as wounded as we are,
if we're going to spend time resting, then I would suggest that we not do it next to the huge beacon in the middle of the swampland.
No, probably would not be a good idea.
Let's go back to the donkey hut.
Yes.
I guess there's nowhere better.
Are there no other buildings that we could fortify?
All of the other buildings you've seen are pretty shoddily constructed huts. So the donkey hut was kind of already damaged. You might find one that had like a door still on its hinges, but probably not one that's substantially sturdier than another.
You do not need a door to sleep safely.
It helps. At least for peace of mind, anyway. If nothing else. So come, we should hurry.
Yes,
probably
let's get away.
best not to stand near this inferno.
Yeah, let's get away.
So where are you going to go? Are you looking for a hut?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll try and find the best hut on the block.
How far away do you want to get from this house?
Maybe just like on the outskirts of the boat town, I guess.
Okay, so you're able to find a hut. The door is locked, but the door is on its hinges, so you'd be able to at least lock things out from the inside, depending on how you get in.
Are there any windows?
Yes. The windows, however, none of the huts have glass windows. They have shutters.
Uh-huh. Any of the shutters on this one open?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Lucirosi is going to put a hand on Hellweir and say, "Do not break that door. Hold on." And then I look around the hut, and then I signal to everybody else. All right, there's an open window we can get in through. I recommend that we do that so we can keep the rest of this place intact.
Or you could just unlock the front door. I cannot fit through windows.
T-Hole, if I help you up, can you go through the window and unlock the door?
Sure. I've climbed through many windows as a young emperor.
I don't want to think about what that means.
So as you lift T-Hole, he would, I would imagine, not find it terribly difficult to get in.
No, it's pretty easy to get through the window once the shutters are pulled open.
Then if I walk to the door, do I see the latch and I can just unlatch it?
Yeah, it's easy to undo.
So I do that and I open it in, and I actually like. Does it open inwards?
Yes.
Okay, so I open it inwards and then I give it a little bit of a kick. Yeah, like, see, you can kick doors and not break them, however.
And I just march through and find a spot to heal my psychic damage.
And it's only Lucirosi can see the tears.
At this point, Lucirosi is just about crawling, and he says to the group, "All right, I can't keep my eyes open any longer. I need to sleep."
And almost as soon as he gets the word sleep out, he is asleep on one of the hay mattresses of the two beds in this hut.
Yeah. And T-Hole just passes out as well.
Yeah.
And no one keeps watch. So we'll pick it up next time when Ghost Donkey attacks.
That's right. I don't have to kill a ghost donkey.
When you're recovering hit dice, is it half your level rounded up or down?
Down.
Okay.
You'd recover 2 per long rest.
Okay. Good enough.
All right. Next month.
Oh, wow.
First Thursday of next month. We will pick it up from inside the hut.
That was a rough battle. Yeah, good work.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna not make it.
We exhausted like everything.
Those
I
are
was
the
fine.
those
I
are
still
the
had
best
4 more
battles.
hit points.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, Lucirosi would have survived.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been one of us.
Yeah.
I too for a while there thought T-Hole might drop because
Yeah. When he got dragged into the center, I was like, "Oh crap, that's it. It's over."
Yeah. Did that Shield of Faith help at all?
there was a
It-
couple of
it-
attacks it blocked.
Yeah.
So that might have been life or death for you then.
Yeah, it probably was because I was like 1 hit away from dying.
Yeah.
And then I gave you a Cure Wounds too.
Right, that definitely saved him.
Yeah.
Especially since they kept attacking him after that.
Yeah. Surrounded him again. Oh.
They must have thought that I was the tank or something.
Well, they thought you were the one that kept launching cones of flame at them.
I don't know what would have given them that impression.
It's like, hey, did we go after the guy who is basically just a wall of metal? The giant guy that has locked himself in the bedroom with our leader? Or the unarmored guy who keeps setting us all on fire?
I mean, I don't disagree, but
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Oh.
crazy.
Yeah.
That was a fun combat.